Safest stuffed animal made of fart, sleeping for the night. Whisper scary stories, not too loud. Wake my parents, she's articulate, every word she spoke.
Let's just say when I write songs and we're like recording in studio, I want my artist, like Ben is really good at this. Like we already have a song like laid down and he has to write this another part for a song. But we, instead of like putting his ego in there, he's like, I want this to be this because I want to look good.
Yeah. What does
he's
it
like,
need?
Yeah.
What does it call for?
Yeah, what does it need? What does it call for? Does it need more? Do we want to add more for any reason? Serving the song without your ego involved is the best way to get, I think, a good album.
Yeah, that's a tough one. It's kind of like trying to let the song speak for itself in a way.
Yeah.
It's almost like self-awareness.
Yeah, maybe vulnerability and self-awareness because you have to let down, like I have to let down my own ego, you know, because I write the songs and it's like...
You have to let down some walls.
Yeah, I gotta be like, this, it's not exactly how I envisioned it and that's okay.
When you go into, when you go into a big, nice studio with really nice microphones and you hear yourself playing your instrument through these incredible speakers and you say, wow, you can hear everything that I did wrong.
That's definitely
you really gotta, you know, just accept those little mistakes, little intricacies. And
it's definitely part of the album.
Yeah, that's like...
Doors of situations, fortunes that had told me, take the leap your generation won't take. You might as well sit and wait. Be polite, don't stare. Wait your turn.
Bedroom ceilings is supposed to mean, like, to me, it's like my ruminations, so that's what I write about. So anything I'm ruminating about ends up in my songs. It's the thoughts that keep you up at night that always like reoccur.
I usually associate bedroom ceilings a lot with like sleeping and dreams because Dean writes a lot about his dreams. I mean, obviously, bedroom ceilings just always makes me think of nighttime. Some of the really early reviews that we had on Projection Replicator, like several of them said, it sounds like a Sleepy Sunday album.
Oh yeah, I do.
And for some reason, it's a Sunday name, and people like different blogs have like associated it with being like a Lazy Sunday EP.
I've heard that
Projection
before.
Replicator, which is like it kind of was, you know,
Yeah,
and I do like think I think about it that way. So
Always seem to love, but you're painting a girl crying into a pillow. Fear that distance constantly pushes me away. Darling, I'm a pendulum swinging back when you're ready.
I was making the first record. My friend Nick Warren and he was helping me record it. And I was like, hey, you want to play guitar? I have some songs. And he's like, at first, I think your impression was, this kid doesn't play music. He doesn't know what he's doing. But eventually you did show up and track and then rest is
I
history.
knew that you had written music, but at the time, a lot of what Dean had written was instrumental piano songs.
Yeah.
And they didn't have lyrics, or if they did, he didn't really sing them at the time.
That is true.
Or you didn't show me your lyrics, really.
Yeah, I was pretty hidden. I was like, you don't get to see.
Close to the chest. And yeah, so I went over to Nick's place and borrowed an electric guitar That was the first day that I played that solo from New Friends, New Places.
Oh yeah, that was sick. That was cool. That was the first version, and then we recorded everything after that.
Then we redid everything. But New Friends, New Places was the first song that I played on. You had an idea for what you wanted your music to be, like very clearly from the beginning.
Yeah, I would just like find the right way to intentionally do that. I was like learning how to do that. So
that was the hard part.
That is the hard part.
Because the easy part was getting the songs. The hard part was deciding how they were going to sound and how that was going to play into the idea of bedroom ceilings.
It sounds we both like agree if like a song has potential or not, or needs work. It's always pretty obvious to us.
Dean's always got a theme and a narrative for each album. So there's like a really specific, there's usually a very specific reason why the song is on the album at all, and also why it is song number 1, song number 5, or whatever it is. So I usually just let him kind of take the reins on as far as the order of the songs, because I think he understands the message behind the songs a lot better than I do, because he writes the lyrics.
Thank you. We recently did a live stream through Founders page, and that was really nice that they offered us that. We also worked at Dogtown Studios. Our friend Robbie Fisher just does great video and audio work, and we talked with him recently. He said he'd be down to do something like that again. So we'll probably do another show with him.
Some of our earlier live streams, it was really weird that you're playing to nobody.
Yep, you're just assuming they're clapping.
Applause.
Yeah, you're like, clapping for us, thank you.
Yeah, like, you just have to imagine that people are enjoying it.
Yeah.
You can't see it on their faces.
And people don't comment that often. They're like always watching, but they're not commenting, and it's
yeah.
I actually kind of like it. I get pretty bad stage fright. Ben likes, this is where Ben and I are really different.
I love being on stage.
Ben, I do like the performances, I just get really nervous because I'm not used to it. Ben's really experienced, I'm not.
Nice.
This is so comfy.
Yeah. You know, my roommate Brandon, he played earlier today at 5, and he was saying how it's weird. There's no clapping, and you can't really see your crowd. And it is a little more nerve-wracking, but it's kind of funny. You're just like, they're probably clapping. I like to think so.
You think it's more nerve-wracking when you...
Yeah, at least you can see what they're doing. Like, if they hate you, at least you know it, right?
Yeah.
At this point, people are like, they're fine.
We'll never know.
Mm-hmm.
We'll never know if they hate us or not.
Nope.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, let us know if you don't like us.
We recently pressed our first vinyl for our album, Another Ball Burned Out. It was our first full studio album, and it was our first time I feel like really collaborating on the songs. The first album I feel like I put together and I just had Ben track over it. And this case we kind of sat down together and wrote parts together for it. I'd have a song, I'd be like, hey Ben, this. He's like, what if we did this? You know, we bounced our ideas around a lot.
There was also, on Projection Replicator, there was a lot of electronic elements on it. There were beats on it, there were programmed drums, and Another Bolt Burned Out has all, you know, it's got a full drum kit on all the tracks, and it's got some upright bass on it. It was our first time going to a location in Kalamazoo for an extended period of time. We were there for 2 weeks.
Just a week straight.
A week straight, and
yep,
then
Friday to Friday. Over 80 hours.
That was a long week.
Working.
That was a long week.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time in that studio, and it was in the dead of winter too.
Yeah, that was a cold winter.
There was a week before we had gotten to the studio where we were doing a couple of short rehearsals, and we ran Well Designed Robot one time. It ended up working really well in our favor to not finish the songs in a really detailed way by the time we got there.
Yeah, kind of live in the moment, be creative in the moment in studio, and you know, when you over play something, you get sick of it. We didn't want to be sick of the songs by the time we were in studio by any means. We wanted to kind of make it feel fresh, have the real energy of the band playing those songs. And so that definitely came through in the recordings, I think.
Plus it's really fun not knowing what a song is going to sound like until after you record it.
Doors and situations,
And a lot of artists are like, it's never finished, and I'm kind of like, I usually just give up on the idea that like, I could do more, because like less is more, I think, for music necessarily. Like, and like, you're also an artist, so I know you like relook at your like work and try to redo it. I don't feel that way about the songs. I'm just leaving it as like a time capsule to where I was at that time when I wrote them. D major, and then G. One of the songs, actually, the last song of the EP, it's called Lamps Outline Shadows. It's from 3 Halloweens ago I wrote it.
3 years old today, and it
that's
just came out yesterday.
Yeah, so like that's an old song, but then we have the song A La Carte, which is the opening track, and that one's a year old. The newest one is Marty's Baseball Field. I feel like none of them belonged in either album, just for some reason I didn't feel like they did, and then somehow they actually all fit together really well, which is kind of just lucky. I think.
They work great.
They do.
A pair of reading glasses gets taken from its owner. Crunch on the coffin, silence. I can relate far too much. She forgot she was farsighted. Thought she could see the future. Time is an enigma.
Our artist for the front cover and the back cover, Jessica Zielstra, we had asked her to commission the front cover, and then several months later, we had decided that we could afford to print vinyl, and so we had asked her to make a back cover for it, much longer after the fact. Next time we'll plan it better, and we'll say
It works.
front cover, back cover, insert design, and stuff like that. But she did a really amazing job matching that back cover to the front.
It was seamless, and like
It looks great.
yeah, and she had kind of bounced off this idea I had, and I'm glad she did like a perfect job. I feel like
Yeah.
really cool. Inside you'll find the insert. It's like a 2-side insert.
Yep.
One side is lyrics, like
the
titles,
lyrics.
and like notes I put about the songs and why I wrote the songs. And then the flip side is a picture of me, right in my journal.
Nice picture of Dean for you to put right on your bedroom ceiling.
8 the next morning, I'm finding dirty coins to put into my gray lunchbox. She's penciled in her drawings, dear beauty on white paper. Have my parents hang it on the fridge. Stick figures smiling. Sky was blue, red and green.
Right now we're like making demos, like really intentional demos of what the parts are mostly going to be. Some things we'll leave open still, but we'd like to definitely know what we're doing next, instead of just being like, let's wing it again, you know?
We do have options too. 'Cause
Yes, we do.
This next album that we're doing is going to be a little bit longer. We're thinking around 12 songs.
Yeah, 12, 13.
songs,
12 and an intro, so 13.
plus an intro.
Yeah.
There's been a couple songs that we've been working on that I think you decided that you didn't want to go on the final product.
Yeah, there's always some loose ends. Like I write a lot of songs, and I'm like, is this really good enough to be in this record? Does it fit? And sometimes I take them out. We had that last record too.
Yeah, but it's really good to. It's really good to have options like that, so that when you make the final product, I think it makes more sense.
So the next album we're gonna record, we're planning to this spring.
Yeah.
It's called Buildings Outline Their Own Kind of Poetry, and that's the one we spoke of earlier in the interview. We just didn't need the name.
Mm-hmm.
Right now I'm in the process of writing an album. I haven't really showed one, and yeah, it's called The Beads of Living, and that one's gonna be 11 to 12 tracks as well, which we're gonna plan. I plan
is?
us. Yep.
Oh, I thought that was an EP.
Nope. Full album.
Yikes.
And we want to do that next summer. Hopefully, that's the plan.
Wow.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He's just learning now too.
I thought it was we were going to do an album in the spring and an EP in the summer.
Nope. Double
Dang
album.
it.
If we can do it.
Drat. Vicious. Yeah, that's fine. vinyl for sale.
Yeah, we have vinyl for sale.
I've boiled down the conclusion. I've